Hey everyone, welcome to Bear Fitness. I'm your host, Laura Williamson. It's good to see you again. I'm happy to see your faces. Oh, well, really, I don't see your faces, but I'm happy that you're here. So, welcome. Today's topic is fit at any age, and basically, this is a reboot. Let's see. I want to say several years ago, and you can find this all on YouTube, I interviewed a really good friend of mine who's a doctor who basically, when I grow up, I want to be just like him. And he does this amazing workout with me. While you won't see the workout, you will get to see the interview as we talk about the importance of working out at pretty much any age, any stage, phase of your life. There's no time like the present to get on this. But before we start today, because as you know, I also do a workout when I do these shows. And that being said, you always want to check and make sure with your doctor that you got the go ahead that you can actually work out and do these things with me. But for now, we're just going to chat a little bit and talk about these things. And I want you to stay tuned because you really should check out this video. Again, it's so inspirational and it was so nice. I did it twice. So the other thing is, I want you to think about a few things, and I'm going to give you a few recommendations. The workout that's going to be attached to this today is a full chair workout, which is why I'm sitting in a chair today. Not only because it's comfortable, which it is, it's kind of nice to sit down, but I won't be here for long. I'm also sitting here is because really the entire workout is going to happen in this chair. So watch this interview, stay with me, and then stick around for this workout. It's going to be a fun one. And what I would recommend for you is to do the best you can. But before you go on to that, because again, we're supposed to chat just a little bit, right? I want to ask you, or more importantly, I want you to think about what your first workout experience was. How did you start? Why did you start? And how long? Are you still doing it? Do you want to do it, but you don't know where to start? Were you an athlete in school? In my case, I didn't do any athletics in school until, I don't know, elementary school, but I was always an active child. I like to run, I like to jump, I like to roller skate, all of it, and I talk about that on my website. I talk about that in various places, but I love to move my body. It was just a lot of fun for me. And it started there. It started in childhood. And I can even remember being small and my mom putting me on the back of her bike. Do you remember those the seats that you could put on the back of the bike? She had a yellow seat and she would strap me in with the black straps and all that. I know I'm showing my age again. It was a really big seat, by the way. But it was a lot of fun. I remember it being fun because my mom was active. So it was just something that I took to, And that's how I originally started. So how did you start? Think about this thing for a minute. Or maybe you haven't started yet. It's always been part of my existence. So I don't know how to not move my body. I just recognize how good it feels when I do. So here's some other things. Why aren't you working out now? And if you worked out or have been working out, why did you stop? What stopped you? Who stopped you? I mean, life happens, right? Let's be honest. It happens to all of us, including me. I'm a trainer. Things happen, and you've looked at some of my other shows, or hopefully you have. Oh, I'd love you to. And a few things have stopped me in the past. I had an injury or two or three, and I've gotten busy and I've worked a lot of hours. But more importantly, where's your motivation? What's getting in the way? Is it physical? Is it psychological? What exactly is it? And what I'd like to do for you today is to help you think about that. There are so many factors, including age. So why aren't you working out when you're working? And, a lot of people want to start working out or work out for various reasons, right? Maybe you have a surgery coming up. Maybe you had surgery. Maybe you had an injury. Maybe you're trying to get better. Maybe there's an event coming up that you want to prepare for and plan for. So all that, I'm talking. I just want you to think about starting. or what you need to do to start and how to start. And there are various reasons um, why it might be difficult to start or continue. Diet is always important, food is always important, but think about it. What are the whys? What are the hows? Is it work? Is it family? Is it time, not having enough time? Or let's talk about this because the show is called Fit at Any Age, right? Is it age? Is it age? Are you having medical issues? Do you need to eat differently? Is potassium an issue? Do you need to change your diet? Eat more vegetables? Eat less starches? It's age does not have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be a bad word. It can be an ugly word, unfortunately, but it doesn't have to be. So what? We all age, don't we? But the point is that our routine will change as we get older. What I was doing when I was 7, I didn't do when I was 17. When I was 7, what was I doing? I was just running and jumping. I was hanging off the monkey bars, if you will. Now, when I was 17, what was I doing? I was in high school. I was running track. That's what I was doing when I was 17. I'm not going to keep going up in numbers because then you'll really know how old I am. So I don't want to date myself. But the point is what I did in my 20s, which might be a HIIT workout. I'm jumping on boxes, I'm running around at high speeds. I might be doing a little differently as I age because I'm working more. I have a family. I have children. I cannot dedicate that time. But I start to have injuries or aches and pains, and it hurts me to move the same way I moved when I was 20. So how do we get around that? Well, the reality is that sometimes you can't get around it, but what you can do is adjust. You can adjust and you can adapt. That doesn't mean stop moving because you have pain. You just have to find another way to do it. And just because I can't jump, I can't run the way I used to, I can't sprint, that doesn't mean it's a little sad, right? You feel badly because you think, oh, I can't move the same way anymore. However, it's a loss. Sometimes we just have to let those things go. And we have to build and create something new and something different. But that's a good thing. That's why I love butterflies, right? Because they bloom into something new and beautiful. So it doesn't have to be a bad thing just because you can't do things the way that you used to. You keep moving, you do the best you can, and you do it in your way. It doesn't have to look like the person next to you or the next person or the next person. And it doesn't even lessen the amount of effort or work or actually what the body is gaining from it. The lesson here at the end of the day is keep moving. The last thing you want to do is stop moving. And you just do the best you can. Okay? So I want to teach you how to do that. I want to show you how to do that. And it doesn't matter the age. At any age, movement and working out and activity is going to be helpful. So I'm sitting in this chair today because I'm going to do a chair workout. This was a request. And I say it again, I'm always happy to take requests. If there's something you like to know about, something you like to do, I'm happy to do it and try it for you, okay? And show you a way that you can do it, all right? I've worked with a lot of people, and I've learned one thing is one person isn't necessarily going to move like the next person. And just because they can't is not a bad thing. It's your way, and you do it your best way, okay? So this chair means this. I'm going to show you how to sit in a chair and do a full-on workout. And I'm going to keep it pretty simple today. I'm not going to get wild and crazy with it because honestly, I could do all kinds of things with this chair, but that's a different show on a different day. But today I want to keep it real simple. So if you're someone who has some joint issues and it's very difficult getting up and getting down and moving around, I'm going to keep you here. And you can still, as they say, you can dance in your seat. All right. So I want to move you around. And I also, again, I would love for you to take a look at this interview with my friend. I will not show the workout this time around, but I think at some point I'm going to post this workout on a different day so that you can see what 3 times a week with a trainer can potentially look like, okay? And it doesn't matter the age, I promise you, you know? And I'll be honest, I'll say this to you outright. I always train the person and I train the body in front of me, regardless of the age. So if you're 100 and if you can move and if you can do specific movements, I'm gonna give it to you. You know, I respect your age, but I also respect your capabilities. All right, so stay tuned. We're gonna move on. And yeah, let me know what you think. And more importantly, I want you to have fun, okay? So stay with me. We're gonna take a tiny little break. And again, come back, check out the interview with my friend, and also come back for the workout, the chair workout, okay? All right, I'm gonna see you soon, all right? Again, come right back, because I'm gonna be right here. Welcome back. This is Bear Fitness. Thank you for joining me again today. Now that our workout portion of the show is over and done with, now I can spend some time with my friend Claude here, and we can talk about Claude and why it is that he's so fit and why it is that he works out and how you do what you do and why you do what you do and why this workout was such a piece of cake for you.
Sure.
Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you made it today. It was good to have you. So, inquiring minds want to know. Tell us all about you. You work out. How often do you work out? Obviously, you work out.
At least twice a week.
Twice
And
a week.
I try to do a few things the other days.
Yeah.
For example, take the stairs, not park in the garage, things like that.
Things like that?
Standing up in my lab.
Standing up in your lab. So you don't sit down?
Walking.
Very
I
often.
sit down. But,
You sit down. Why did you start working out? Why was this so important to you? What prompted you?
I still wonder. But the basic point is when I began, I felt better. And then I was feeling better and better. And by better, I mean able walk to more to work with my head and kind of on a day-to-day basis. And many little ailments of feeling bad with my body were disappearing slowly.
So how long have you been working out exactly?
You know, I don't remember, but at least regularly more than 15 years.
More than 15 years.
Yeah.
So before that, were you as health conscious? I mean...
Before that, I was swelling with more and more food and less activities.
Okay. All right. So how do you eat? So obviously if you work out and you're thinking about...
Yes, my eating habits are not for everybody, in the sense that contrary to what should be done, I eat a very small breakfast, I have practically no lunch, and I have a big dinner. But I would not advise anybody to do so.
Right.
I think that 4 or 5 meals, approximately the same in calorie a day, is better than what I do.
Okay. So what's a typical day for you? Start from the beginning of the day and how busy are you? I mean, what's a normal day for you? When you get up in the morning, you start your day, are you running around? And I guess the better question is there a lot of stress in your life? Are you, how is a day-to-day for you?
There may be a lot of stress. My brain has been wired in such a way that I don't feel them. I get up in general at 5, and I work in a laboratory, and I am in my lab around 6:30, let's say 6:30. Then I have a very small breakfast, as I say, which is a coffee and something to nibble on, and then I work.
Okay. And how late are you at work? How many hours are you, say, in the lab?
In general, until 6 or something like that.
6 or 7?
Or at least that's 12 good hours a day.
Okay. And how's your energy level? I mean, if you're working that many hours and then you work out, so obviously it would seem that your energy level was extraordinarily high.
Relatively good, but I never needed a lot of sleep, so that's an advantage in some way.
So Claude and I, we've been training together for a year. Actually, 3 years? Has it been 4 years now? It's been a while.
I don't remember.
Okay.
It seems that it's forever, in fact.
I know, exactly. That's what I say sometimes. But I inherited you. You were passed on to me.
Yes.
from another trainer who actually, she moved on herself. She's done
Yeah.
other things. But you had a regular routine then. But my next question would be, what prompted you to get a trainer? I mean, you walk to the car, you don't park close, but why a trainer specifically?
I was, before I was in another club without a trainer. And suddenly I realized that I was doing everything wrong. Or more exactly, that there were no manual and I had no example of what is to be well positioned, what muscle you have to activate, how should your articulation be positioned again. And so I took a trainer, and then I thought this was an invaluable experience.
Now, for those people out there who say, okay, well, yeah, that's great. If I could have a trainer, obviously I would have one, but for whatever reasons, I'm unable to do so. So for those people who don't have a trainer or can't have a trainer for whatever the reasons may be, what would you recommend them to do to make sure that they maintain some level of fitness in some way, shape, or form?
So several things. One, and basically it's some part of your training, and today was an example, that one doesn't need complicated equipment to train on all aspects, cardiovascular, stretching, and weight. We didn't weight today, but one can do it. So with any ordinary utensil or whatever there is in a home, one has enough to be able to do very complete training. The second thing I would say is for people to try to have a friend who train and who show them and that they have some training with this person. The third one is also to have to try to train with somebody, even if this person doesn't train in general, and somebody who could be let's say an adolescent who will be happy to show off and to show that they are able to do something, but this will engage the other person. Another thing is not to set oneself immense goal immediately. Say, tomorrow I will begin to train and I will do it every day for 1 hour. This will not work, and there will be never a tomorrow with this kind of thing. So to just do a little things, and as I have said at the beginning, when you park your car, park it farther. When you can walk to where you want to go and walk. If you have 10 floors to climb, walk 2 floors up, 3 floors up, and then take the elevator, etc. So do little things at a time, but be conscious in whatever you do that you can spare a few of laziness and activate some muscle and some articulations.